Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Masters of the Universe Filmation style Beastman from Mattel. That's right, the latest addition to our Club Grayskull lineup gives us the version of Beastman as he appeared in the original Filmation cartoon series. So let's check him out. As you can see, he comes in that new style slipcover box that looks like Castle Grayskull on the outside, has the awesome He-Man and the Masters of the Universe logo on the back with a very cool spacey theme. If you remove this slipcover off the top, you reveal our Beastman figure within the box. I really like the packaging. It's very unique on this Filmation line. It's very cool. I noticed that this has been changed up a little bit. Look at the sides. We got new window slits over here on the side. The plastic bubbles right here. I feel like this is much brighter. You can really kind of see the figure more on here, and it lets more light in, so that is really cool. Of course, you still got the windows up here on the top of the Castle Grayskull, so light shines in, light comes in on the sides. Very, very nice. It's kind of a neat little upgrade to this, and he still looks really awesome in that packaging. But let's go and pull him out of that box so we can get a closer look at him. Alright, so we've got our Filmation Beastman outside of the packaging, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at him. Now, like we've seen with the other Filmation-inspired figures, you can see that he is a lot more simplistic in his sculpt, and he's a lot more brightly colored than we've seen with the characters in the Classics lineup. Let's go and start with that head sculpt. I really love this. I feel like the Horseman did a pretty great job of capturing the look of Beastman as he appeared in the Filmation cartoon series. I love the gritting teeth, kind of that longer face there. And the bright orange is really great with the kind of the flesh tones on the face and the little blue rings underneath the eyes there. Overall, the paint job looks pretty great on mine, and it's just a perfect head sculpt. I mean, it really does feel like the cartoon series when you look at it. So definite kudos on that. As you go down the rest of the figure here, there's a lot of things about this Beastman that really does remind you of exactly what Beastman wears, or that we saw in the vintage toy. It's just, like I said, a lot more simplistic. He has the same kind of fur that he's wearing around his neck, kind of strapped under his torso there. It's got the little blue gem or emblem right there on the front, but it doesn't have the detailed fur sculpt. It's much more smooth looking. It is a bit smaller. I kind of feel like it should be a little bit bigger, maybe sticking up over his head just a little bit more. But not so bad. It's still really nice looking, great sculpt. And same with the little horns that he's got, or the spikes sticking off of his biceps there. They're just a lot more toned down, and you can see they're a solid color, a bright red, which really goes well with the bright blue seen here on the front, as well as the furry loincloth that he's wearing. And then going down the legs, instead of having the normal furry boots, he does just have those kind of straight, undetailed red boots there, which also do feature the same kind of ankle articulation we've seen on these Filmation figures so far. So it's a really great looking figure. I love the bright colors. The paint is very clean on this one. The eyes are straight, so that's a really good bonus. And he just looks really, really cool. So let's go ahead and talk articulation on this figure. It's pretty much exactly what you've come to expect from the Classics line. That head is ball jointed. You can see he does have a little bit of a hunch going on there, and that is in the way that the head is sculpted, which is good, because Beastman should be kind of hunched a little bit. This fur, of course, helps with that too. But you can still rotate the head left and right. You can kind of move it all the way around. He does have the ball joints at the shoulders, forwards backwards movement, swivels at the biceps there, which is very tight on this figure. You got a standard joint at the elbow. You've got the swivels on the wrist as well as the hinge joints, so you can move the hands up and down on both wrists there, which is really cool. We've got that torso crunch, or the ab crunch. We got the swivel at the waist. We do have the ball-like hinge joints at the thighs, so legs can go out, forwards, backwards, swivel, single joint at the knees. You got the nice swivel at the boot cut. And then we got those ankles, which can move forwards and backwards, as well as rock side to side. A little loose on this one. You can see it kind of moves around, but it's not too bad. He's not having balance issues. He's standing just fine. And a lot of the promo pictures with Beastman, I thought he was standing upright a little too much. But it is good to know that you can kind of hunch him a little bit, and he looks a lot more accurate to the cartoon. And like I already pointed out, this hump on the back definitely helps with that too. But overall, pretty happy with the way this guy turned out. So he does come with two accessories. First of all, he does come with a black whip, and unlike the other whips we've seen with the Beastman figures in this line, this one doesn't have any of the ridges on it, and it's a much more solid plastic. So you can see it's molded kind of in a specific position, and it stays this way. It's not flexible like the other ones. Mine does have a little bit of orange paint on the handle there. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of rubbing off of his hand just a little bit. But he can hold on to that best with the right hand, and you can get him in some cool looking poses with the whip kind of billowing behind him there, making it look like he is using it in battle. Now, the second accessory he comes with is this shield. You can see it's just solid color, kind of like this great gunmetal silver. It's really nice. It actually has a cool flaking to it, so it looks slightly metallic. It's got the little handle on the back there that clips on the wrist, so you can use that for your Beastman if you want to. However, it's worth noting this is not Beastman's shield. Like we've seen in this line in the past, even with the Filmation line, sometimes the Horsemen like to throw in little relics and stuff from the cartoon series. This shield was actually used by the Reptile Warriors, or like the Army of Reptons in the House of Shakoti episode. It's an interesting choice for a toy considering we don't have any of those characters, and I doubt that they're coming. I mean, maybe they are. I don't know. But needless to say, we've got this. It's still a neat looking weapon or accessory, and of course you can use it with anybody you want to in the line. Alright guys, it's comparison time. Let's go ahead and take a look at this new Filmation Beastman standing alongside the first release Beastman, which came out way back at the beginning of the Masters of the Universe Classics line. But you can really see the difference in that sculpted detail. The Filmation one looks a lot different. So there you go, my friends. There is a look at the new Filmation style Beastman figure from Mattel. Overall, I really like this guy. I think he turned out great. I've already mentioned it a few times, but I'm totally cool with the more simplistic sculpt to make him look more accurate to the cartoon series. It's pretty great getting representations of these characters that look like the cartoon. I will always love the really detailed versions as well, but that's why I'm glad that this is kind of like a new line in addition to those. They're definitely fun new pieces to add to the lineup. And getting all the Filmation figures together, it's looking pretty great. Pretty cool little lineup there. So this guy was part of the Club Grayskull subscription, and he was sold on MattyCollector.com in August. So, happy hunting, my friends. And hey guys, did you enjoy this video? Then why not hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss out on one of my toy reviews. Until next time, my friends.